Welcome! Since we commented on the theme of IoT, which is the Internet of Things, we have received a set of connectors from Molex for smart home applications. I've prepared some connectors to show you. This is how the whole set looks in the box. FPC Flexible Printed Circuit Connectors. First, let's start with the FPC connector. It's used to connect the ribbon to the PCB board in order to connect an LCD or OLED display, or to connect two remote PCB boards when our application features, for example, a panel with buttons. The connector has gold-plated contacts, 24 pins with a spacing of 0.5 millimeters. The maximum working voltage is 50 volts. Operating temperature range -40 degrees Celsius to 85 degrees Celsius. Maximum current is 0.5 amps. Now we have the new USB Type-C 3.1 connector. This is a socket with 24 pins. The manufacturer guarantees that the socket will last for as many as 10,000 connections or uses of the plug. It is gold-plated, of course. The pin spacing is 0.5 millimeters. The operating range is -30 degrees Celsius to 85 degrees Celsius. This is a fully shielded socket for surface mounting. As you can see, it is surrounded by a metal sheet. The maximum current that can be carried by this connector is as high as 5 amps. Maximum voltage is 30 volts, AC or DC. Pico blade connectors. Another connector is from the Pico Blade series. I'll show you the whole kit here, as the connector is included in one. Here we have the socket, and here the plug, and two cables from the manufacturer. Of course, every component can be ordered separately. First, let's try to assemble our plug. See the first cable, and the second. That's how it looks. I'm sure you've come across such solutions before. Now the 4-pin socket connected with such a plug. It fits perfectly, as you can see. This is a PCB cable type connector. The pin spacing is 1.25 millimeters here. 4 pins on this model. Of course, we also have sockets and plugs with more pins. The current capacity of this connector allows for the use of 1 amp current. Such connectors are used in the automotive industry, general applications, industry, and medicine. Micro SD slot. Another connector used in our Internet of Things toys is the micro SD slot. This is a push-push type slot, which means we press and pull like this. This slot also features gold-plated contacts, 8+2 outputs. It is used for surface mounting, which means normal mounting on a board. In our IoT designs, it will be used for data archiving, backups, etc. Mini light trap connectors. Another connector comes from the Mini Light Trap series. This is a wire-to-board connector. It is used for directly connecting cables. I'll show you how, well, not this side. This side looks better. We can see that the cable holds firmly after connecting. If we want to unplug it, just press hard like this. You need to have slightly longer fingernails. And the cable is unplugged. In this case, this is a 2-pin connector, although Molex offers connectors in other combinations. The pin spacing is 3 mm for surface mounting. The cable range for this connector is 0.4 to 0.6 mm. The operating temperature is -40 degrees centigrade to 30 degrees centigrade. Voltage 160 volts and operating current 3 amps. The connector is used mainly for power. It can be used for LED lighting as well, and in automation to connect elements that require frequent changes, which facilitates our work. MiniFit Junior Connectors. Another kit is the MiniFit Connectors kit, MiniFit Junior to be more precise. I've already assembled it. In this set we have a plug, a socket, and connectors to crimp on the cables, and we can create this connector kit. We have an angle socket here to connect to the board. This is a PCB to cable set. It has 4 connector pins. These connectors are used to power control devices, for example, our lights and other IoT gadgets. It can also be used in telecommunications and industry. Slim Stack Armor Connectors. Another set includes Slim Stack Armor Connectors, tiny 6-pin connectors used to connect boards. These connectors are used exclusively for electronics, including all smartwatches, smartphones, medical applications such as pulse monitors and fitness devices. Here we have a connector which is unpackaged and connected. I'll show you in a moment. I just need to focus. Alright, it looks like this. This connector is already connected. Now you can see that by pressing it, I could disconnect it. This tiny thing is only used in consumer electronics. Antenna connectors. There are no IoT electronics, at least in my opinion, without antennas. Here we have a 2.4 GHz antenna typical for Wi-Fi frequencies. The antenna has a 3 dB gain. It works in frequencies of 2400 to 2483 MHz. The impedance of the antenna is 50 ohms. Its dimensions are only 4 by 3 by 3 millimeters. It weighs 42 milligrams. Another antenna is a flexible 4-range antenna. It comes with double-sided tape so it can be attached or secured if there is an irregular system shape or casing. It can be attached anywhere and increase the range of the system. On the other hand, the antenna is equipped with an MMCX male socket, which is very popular. The antenna gain is 4.2 dB. As for its operating range, as I mentioned, it is a 4-range antenna. So its range is 824 to 960 MHz, 1.77 to 2.7 GHz, and 3 to 6 GHz. So we have GSM, Wi-Fi, and RFID frequency ranges. RJ45 socket. The last item today is the RJ45 socket. Popular, common, and still used. The socket is equipped with 8 gold-plated pins. The operating temperature of this socket is -40 degrees centigrade to 85 degrees centigrade. The maximum current that can be used here is 1.5 amps, with a maximum voltage of 150 volts. So we can use it for PoE applications. Using this socket, we can power our gadgets using PoE. Just one note here. As the socket is used with through-hole technology, Molex recommends that the PCB board thickness is around 1.6 millimeters, as it has pre-fitted installation clips. That's it for today. Thank you very much, and see you in my next videos.